Well, howdy folks. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully having a good one. All right. Today's the day we unbox the Plunge Router. This is the Harbor Freight Chicago Electric 1.5 horsepower variable speed plunge router. Okay, it says right here, features, depth scale for precision cutting. We have a spindle lock right here for easy bit changes. We have a 1/4 inch collet and variable speed from 11,000 to 28,000 RPMs. So, let's see what this thing looks like. Because, if you've watched my most recent videos, we have the Circle Jig. So, we're going to see how well this fits up to the Circle Jig. I'm still waiting for my spiral upcut, downcut bits. They should be here today. This looks like some sort of guide. And then we have pieces of metal, which I'm guessing are part of the guide. We have a plunge router instruction booklet. We have, I can get my hands on it. Said and done. Box we'll throw on the floor. And we have a box of parts. What parts are in the box? I don't know what that is. Maybe a tool. I don't know. And I don't know what this thing is yet. This is all to be determined, guys. Alright, so let's get rid of this box. We'll throw that over there. Okay, here's your basic plunge router. Here is your depth scale right here. And let's see here. Okay, well, I guess you set this to whatever when you have your bit in place before we look at any instructions. And let's see here, here is the trigger to turn on and lock it right here. I guess this is the plunging action. There we go. Okay, so now if we tighten that up, how does this? Okay, that is to lock it, or let's see here. I'm trying to do this before I look into instructions, guys, so bear with me. I've never had a plunge router. I've had regular routers. Okay, well, I don't know what that does. Oh, I guess, and yeah, these rods here are going to go. Let's take the rods out. The rods are going to go into here. Loosen your screw. And I guess this is some sort of stop mechanism. Oh, guys, I might be able to cut circles with this thing and never even needed the damn circle jig. Wouldn't that be funny? Not. Okay, so you have speed control over here. It goes from 1 to 6. So we'll set it at 3. There is a looks like a dust collection port right here. I don't know if the wet and dry will fit over that. Let's test. I got it right here. Let's see if this will fit down in here without any type of adapter. I'll be darned, it does. Look at that. This is a shop vac brand. Shop vac. So that'll be nice, especially when you're cutting that nasty, nasty MDF. Okay, so we're back to plunging action. So I'm guessing you set. Okay, so it does. It goes down quite a bit. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to have to, unfortunately, look at the instructions. Okay, so that does kind of, when you press that in and lock it, it'll hold it. But I don't think that's a wrench. Well, maybe it is a wrench. Well, if it's a wrench, it doesn't give you much room to do your thing, because you got this plate in the front and then you got the dust collector in the back. So, okay, well, when in Rome, when you're stuck, look at the instructions. Yeah, we don't need all that crap. We're not going to electrocute ourselves. Okay, so we've done discussed the features there. This is a chip shield. Makes a nice noise. So this is the depth stop bar right here. And I'm trying to... Okay, so if you wanted to... Yeah, it's a 1/2 inch. I'm guessing maybe, I don't know what this thing is. We'll figure out what that, okay, that's the depth stop turret right here. This is the adjusting bolt. And I don't know, let's just pull this thing out of here. Does this unscrew or pop down, or how does this thing work? Because there is a scale. Just stick that right back there for now. It says loosen thumb screws so that the depth bar can slide freely. Okay, so it's telling you here that the distance, your depth of cut, is from the bottom of this thing right here. If you can see that, it's the bottom of this thing right there, down to this thing right here, the depth stop turret. So if we want it to stop, say at a 1/4 inch. Let's see here. So let's do right there. That's way more than a 1/4 inch. Okay. I'm still looking here, guys. Okay, so I guess we need to put a bit in here. My bit is over here in the little router still. So let's go ahead and take that out. Of course, I could have just gone over there and got another straight bit. I got several of them. Actually, yeah, let me do that, because I may end up, I pulled that out in case I want to use it. So we'll just grab another one out of the router bin parts. So that's a straight 3/8. Here is a straight 1/4 inch. So let's go ahead and stick our bit in here. Try to stick our bit in here. Kind of tricky on how we're going to tighten this. I mean, I got the wrench for the other one. Does that fit? Nope. Does that fit? Nope. Does this funky thing that came with it? I'm guessing that's the wrench for it. It does turn it. Alright, so we got a bit in here. Okay, so it says loosen the thumb screw, which I'm guessing is that right there. Yeah, that's the thumb screw. Loosen that so that the depth bar can slide freely, which this is the depth bar that fell out. Then rotate the adjusting knob 26. Which one is the adjusting knob? Okay, this is the adjusting knob. Until the depth adjusting bolt protrudes about 1/4 inch from the depth stop bar. Okay, so it's saying about 1/4 inch. Let me get the little digital caliper here. So we're doing 1/4 inch. Okay, so that's 0.25. Well, this is just going to be kind of roundabout. Okay, so it says 1/4 inch from the bottom. That's about 1/4 inch. You got to rotate the depth stop bar to the left so that the indexing mark along the top of the bar is visible from under the pointer. Huh? What? Okay, well, I'm guessing. I guess that's it. Well, that thing there is set on 0. And hold the bar and rotate the adjusting knob until the 0 mark along the base of the adjusting knob aligns with the indexing line. Okay. I'm guessing this here is the indexing line. So it says hold the bar and rotate the adjusting knob until the 0 mark. Where's the 0 mark? Let me stick that. Okay. I'm guessing that's what they're referring to. There is a red mark on this thing right here, and it says that it's visible from under the pointer, and well, the pointer's right here, and I don't get that, guys, but hold the bar and rotate the adjusting knob until the 0 mark along the base of the adjusting knob aligns with the indexing line. So that was step 4. Rotate the depth stop turret to its lowest setting. Okay. I'm guessing that is the lowest setting right here. And then loosen the plunge lock lever, which is already loose. Lower the router until the bit just touches the workpiece. Which well, that's kind of making me scratch my head, because yeah, this is an edge guide. This still ain't making a whole lot of sense here. I'm kind of challenged a bit when it comes to reading some of these instructions for this stuff. But, because I'm not going to push this down, but the travel is like what did it say, 1.5 inches? what did it say? I thought it said on the box. Max plunge 2 1/8 inch. Okay, but this bit is not contacting that, whatchamacallit, this bar's stopping it. Okay, so if we go all the way down there, that'll work, but I'm curious how far it'll extend past this edge of this table. Oh, that goes down pretty far. Okay, well, I guess what we'll do is okay. And it says, you know, use one of the following 2 ways to adjust the depth. Okay, so we know if we're at 0 there, and we don't want to tighten this bar because that's going to prevent it from plunging. So if we set this up here to say like 1 inch, but what? Okay, maybe I just need to play with this thing and figure it out. It says position the depth adjusting bolt. Which I'm looking for. There's 29. 29 on what figure? Okay. Okay, so this is the depth adjusting bolt, this rod right here, the very tip of it. It says position the depth adjusting bolt so that it is touching the depth stop turret, which is this thing down here, and then slide the pointer 28 to 0 on the guide, which here is the guide on this. Here's your guide right here, okay? So if we put it at the highest setting and we lower this down and then we set our scale to 0 down there, it says then raise the depth stop bar to the desired height using the pointer and the incremental guide. So I'm guessing this is the incremental guide right here, and then using the pointer, it doesn't say the adjusting knob, tighten the thumb screw to hold the stop bar in place. Okay, so then if we can't push down anymore, we'd have to move this thing back out of the way, but then we're free to push down. Yeah, I don't know, man. This thing's sounding kind of like way more complicated than what it needs to be, and maybe I'm just being a fathead and not understanding something here, but we can okay, well, let's see here. So if we're on the workpiece now and say our board over there on that table is 3/4 of an inch, all right, we want to be able to plunge down a quarter of an inch at a time. So is this depth stop turret? Looks to be like it may be quarter-inch increments. So we would have to, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this would, if we plunge down, that should be a quarter once we get down into the wood, and then if we move that stop there, then that should go down another quarter, if my thinking is correct here with how this is kind of supposed to work, guys. Okay, well that kind of, yeah, that's kind of what says here, or using a piece of wood, the thickness of the desired cut, place the piece of wood on the lowest level of the depth stop turret, adjust the depth stop bar so that the depth stop bolt rests on the piece of wood and tighten in place with the thumb screw. So I'm guessing that's kind of what it's going to do. So if we're in our position here right now, we measure here, that is about a quarter of an inch, and that's a quarter of an inch. So each pass we make, if we set this on not the highest setting here, see that right there? If we don't set it on the highest setting here, we set it on the second one, because we set it initially right here. We set this bar to stop right here, and these are quarter-inch cuts. So if we set it on the second one, when we push this down, and it goes, of course it's hitting the table here now, but if we move this off the table, let me get the camera down here. I don't know if that's going to show up too well, but we're off the table here, so if we plunge this thing down, we should be a quarter-inch into this tabletop, which we are. Okay, so then make our circle, plunge down, and I think I'm going to have to adjust something because on this, because it's, okay, so that's hitting. So will it go down to 3/4? Oh, hitting that table. That's pretty close. I think I need to put this router bit up a little bit. So we make sure we'll be able to get all the way down. Okay. So I'm guessing that's the wrench. I don't know, guys. Let's look back in the instructions here and see if it has a parts list of what's what. Nope. I see nothing on that page. Nothing there. Troubleshooting. Let's look in this parts diagram here. See if we can identify. We know that's a base. We know what those rods are. Still don't know what this piece is right here. Let me turn you back up. Duh. We still don't know what this is. So I'm looking for it. It says 51 is the collet wrench. So that is the collet wrench. I am not seeing this thing here, the lock cover. Well, it looks like it may fit down into here. Okay, so that must be the lock cover. I really don't know what purpose that is serving, but anyway. Okay, so now let's take this base back off of this trim router. Give me a Phillips. And we're going to see if this base plate for the Circle Jiggy will fit on this thing. So I'm going to need that thing back. Centering pin. Okay, so we need this and this. Oh man, that means we gotta take our freaking router bit back out. Well, before we do that, let's see if this is gonna line up. Well, that looks like 2. Yeah, it looks like I might be able to get 3. So, all right, let's take our bit back out. And we're going to stick this thing down in there. Snug it up. We're going to take this base plate off. That's off. Then we're going to take and put this thing back into here, lock it in, and center it over the, well, if we plunge it down, yeah, got one of them damn stink bugs in here. I hate stink bugs, and don't let them things bite you, man. They'll make you sick. Get out of here, freaking stink bug. Okay, so got our top on and screw hole. Well, this thing's actually got quite a few screw holes in the base of it, so that's kind of nice. We'll get we'll get it lined up. Well, actually, let's raise it back up a bit. See if that's going to work for us, or if I got to go up a little bit. I got to go up a little bit more. I'm going to just put the top on there and then push it down. Genius. Okay, so okay. Lined up, not lined up. But it says in the other instructions for this thing you only have to have a minimum of 2. So I'm just trying to line up some holes here, guys. So we got 2 there. I'd really rather have 3. That should work. Let's see. See if this will line up. You know, I feel better if this thing had some washers with it. I'd hate to see this thing come flying off, but I don't think it's going to. So, well, that was easy enough. So we know that the skill. What the heck is this thing here? Milescraft. Well, we know it'll fit. I think I'm going to have to readjust since I'm raising this bit up. Make sure I got that in there tight. I feel tight. Make some adjustments because I lowered this bit down some. I feel like it's rocking. Well, maybe. Oh. I've never checked that. Okay, well, that may or may not be an issue. I'm not sure at this point. Okay, so you know, lock that because we're at the table height that we want, and then it said go to the highest setting. We're going to lower this thing down to there. Snug that back up. Okay, so now when we go to here, this setting here, this should plunge us down 1/4 of an inch, then another 1/4, and then another 1/4. So 3/4. If my math and everything is right. So I'll put these, actually, yeah, I'm going to put these so I don't lose them. I'm going to put this base plate back on here. Because I forgot to go to Lowe's and match up these screws. And then we are going to test that. Just a quickie test. I got that jig sitting over there already, so all we gotta do is turn lock that into place, and we should be good to go. All right, so let me move you over here. I'm guessing I've got this in the right position. We're gonna find out. And I need that Phillip, or the little wood screw. Then we're gonna kind of put this in place and spin it around. I've got it set on a 4-inch circle, and I still, if you watched that previous video, I still got the, let me turn my screen around so I'm seeing you're seeing what I'm doing. I still got this set to 1/4 of an inch using that straight bit. Okay, so we're spinning. Clamp that little piece of wood down so it don't go vibrating all over the place. Okay, so we can put this in place, line up our arrows. Okay, it's not clicking into place. Let me try line up these arrows. Where is that? Okay, so if we put it here and there, and then we twist it. Well, guys, something is not feeling right with this. And I'm wondering if that wobble we had on that table over there is an indicator of something. It's not. Yeah, it's still wobbling inside here, so okay, why is this wobbling? Okay, there are, let me get, I really don't want to get this self-centering jig thing back out, but it looks like there is a, I'll show you here in a sec. And then I'll get a permanent marker. We'll mark our holes. And we're sitting right there. So we'll put a dot, a dot, a dot, and a dot, and a dot there, and a dot there. Okay, what I'm seeing is this center thing here. Well, that can't sit in there like that. But what it's doing is right here, it's hitting that hump. So it's kind of like it needs to clear that. But it'll clear it. So I wonder if that'll give us anything. No, because that's going to lock. That's just for that jig, or the centering pin. And I don't think you can put it in any other way. Nope. Okay, this may not fit this. Because of those screws down there. But even if I take those off, which that's part of the dust collection, maybe this other little piece will shed some light into this. 'Cause that looks like it could screw into there, but then that's going to raise that base up even more. But well, Yeah, I don't know, man. These are the screws that came with it. And that is going to sit down into there. But, well, let's see if these screws that came with the circle jig, let's see if they fit in these holes. Yeah, they fit. I may have to is well, I really don't want to get, I'd have to take take my bit and everything back out. I'm trying to see if I can just eyeball it. That might work. But if I don't have this piece here in there, and I just use these other screws, I'm just wondering how wobbly it's going to be. And I'm still not understanding the purpose of that thing and what it does. And that's going to sit above, it's going to sit above here if I, well, no, because it would be underneath it. I don't know, because I don't remember even seeing in the instructions what that thing stated. Or stated its purpose. So let's get the instructions back to make sure I'm not overlooking something. Okay, so that's just a screw to remove that, whatchamacallit, the chip guard. Yeah, it doesn't state in here what that little piece is for. They show it. Well, 49 or 47. Lock cover, 49 is a collet, so we know it's not a collet. But I think this cover thing, and this is the only place where it can go. Sorry for the confusion, guys, but I mean, you get one of these things too, you'll be the same as me, and it's like, what the heck? Where does this go? Alright, so let's, if we take that out, now I know this is going to fall out. Well, let's just, I'm curious. Let's see. All right, so this is going to go in this way because it has a recess thing. Is this even going to screw down? I don't think it's going to screw down with the dust collector thing in place. Okay. All right. What am I missing here, guys? You're probably telling me something. See, it's right in front of your face. Okay, so we got that one, we have this one, and that leaves this one here. But it's still, I think it's still going to wobble. Kind of like a weeble. Okay, well, crap. So is this base going to work with this thing? Because if I take it back off and I set it down in here, line up our little arrows. So that would be down like that. Yeah, so then it locks. Okay. So that's definitely gonna go like that. But guys, I just don't like how it's rocking on this base because it didn't do that on the little trim router. So how are we going to get this to not rock? Yeah, I wonder if we can just leave. Okay, guys, let's try this. We're going to leave the base plate on. And then see if we can use this of course we're going to have to readjust our height again, but I think we can leave the base plate on this one because this thing came with the Milescraft thing came with some longer screws which do screw into the base here, so that's kind of nice. Let me just adjust it here a little bit. Get our hole lined up. And there's plenty of holes in the adjustability, I should say, in the Milescraft base plate. Okay, so all right, let's take these screws. And I still don't know what this piece here does. No clue. But now kind of look around. And then here's the screws for the original Harbor Freight base plate. Alright, so now now that we dorked with that and we raised our height, are we touching the table still? No. Alright, so let's put this back here and loosen this up. Loosen our plunge it down, tighten this back. Okay, so now we would be on the second stop we're good there. Let's see if our base plate snaps in. Okay, snapped in fine. Okay, so what we learned from that is you can leave the original base plate on the plunge router and then hook the Milescraft base plate directly on top of it with their provided longer screws. So that's a win, because then you're not having to take, you know, things apart and then possibly lose pieces. So that's kind of nice. All right, so we're gonna get this stuff out of our way. We do have the scale set on the O is set on 4. And I need a power cord. Okay, I'm just going to kind of spin this around, make sure I'm not going off my board, although it doesn't even look like it's touching that board. Oh, okay, because I still have to, wait a minute. So if I plunge this down, which I need to move, man, I need to go to Harbor Freight. I broke my saw leg yesterday. Don't ask me how, I don't know. Alright, so if we plunge this, oh, okay, I have to unlock that. Okay, well that ain't gonna work because I'm hitting the stop. What am I hitting? Okay, so I'm hitting the stop thing here before I even get to, okay, so let's do this. Let's readjust this. We're going to readjust this. We're going to push this down. So that is on our highest setting right there. Okay, so with this set right here at the highest position, we're going to click it over 1. That should give us our plunge down. I am going to go right through that stinking knot. Now, I did not account for that, guys. Okay, so let's take this off a minute, because I don't want to. I know if I route through that knot. Let's go back a bit. Make sure I'm not going to hit any knots. Oh man, you know what I forgot to do is put my piece of wood under there so when I cut through, I don't mar up, well, I mean, I guess it really don't matter, but we'll stick this through there, or stick this under there. So, away. I'm curious to see how this thing works, so, and I'm sure you are. That's why we do these things. So if our depth scale and everything is right, then we should just barely go through this 1x8. Yeah, that's the plan. So hold on a minute, I'll be right back. I'm gonna give me something to drink. All right, got me a drink, some high quality H2O. All right, now if everything is right and like the moon is in the 7th house and blah, blah, blah. Then, you know, my rider bit doesn't fall out. Then we should be good to go. So let me get these arrows lined up. So we got an arrow, and we have an arrow. And we are locked into place. Looks like I'm just gonna spin this around, yeah, I'll be damned. Well, there's another little knot there. I probably ought to get some real wood instead of this cheap pine, but this is just a test project I want to make, so. All right, let's make some noise, guys. Yeah, I know. What's this thing everybody says now? PPE, personal protection equipment. Yeah, safety glasses, got them on. All right, so we've got our speed set to 3. So let's just turn this thing on and see what kind of noise it makes. And where's my trigger? My trigger is right here. Alright, well, it's fairly quiet. Alright, let's do this. Okay, so we've got, and no, I did not hook up the dust collector. I'm going to do that now because I don't know how well that thing's going to work trying to spin this thing around, but let's see if it sucks up any dust. Helps to plug that back in too. Plug, unplug. Oh yeah, that sucked it right out of there. I don't know how well that's going to work though with trying to spin this thing around with this hose on here. Alright, what we got to do now is lower our stop, which, you know, this ain't MDF, so it's not horrible. We're going to lower this now to the next level. Okay, and let's do this. Okay, so we got that, and you're still stuck there, so we are on the last setting on this dial here. So let's see what it does. Well, actually, let's turn the vacuum on and we'll suck what we got in there out. But yeah, I mean, that dust collector thing does seem to work pretty good. So, all right, we're on our last position. Let's see what we get. So are we free of this thing? Or does it got to go down a smidge more? Well, it doesn't look like it cut through. Let's disconnect it. Suck out the debris. Okay, it looks like we still got to go a hair, guys. So, I think the easiest way to do that would be to put this back in here. And remember, when you take it out, you have to make sure your arrows are lined back up proper, which should be, is it there? Nope. Where's an arrow at? Because you can see in the plate, kind of, where that, I'm looking for that slot. Maybe it's down here. I think that's it. Let's make sure we're lined back up. And we are not. So that was not it. It's definitely not that one. So it must be this one. No, my hole's still not lined up. Not that I'm seeing. Looks like it's off of the circle. And that's off the circle. That's it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, my depth of cut is just a hair shy. So if we bring that back down to there, and if we look at this scale here and we raise it up just a hair, that should give us the depth, the additional depth that I think we need. It's probably going to be too much, but we'll see. Something ain't right. I'm not getting down enough. Unless my bit needs to come down more. Okay. Wasn't expecting this. I think I'm at the max depth of the plunge. Crap. Okay. So then I need to lower the bit. Alright, so if we remember that the trigger handle is farther out, that should be enough. Okay, what am I missing here? because that looks like that'll plunge down enough. But maybe it's just not. Let's see here. Crap. Really don't want to lower that bit much. And everything is in your frickin' way. I say, And then this tool really kind of sucks. Is that? That's got to be, because the travel on this thing, it says, is only 2 1/8 of an inch. And then you have to account for the jig itself, and I'm guessing the base plate. So is the base plate going to be a problem? Let's see if we can raise the bit up a bit. Man, this sucks. Trying to get this tool in here. And hold that button. Of course, now my bit just fell all the way down. How far can we go before it comes out? Let's try there. Ah! Crap! I didn't get it tight enough. Well, that's an exercise in frustration. I hope you're catching all that. No, you're not. I'm trying to, I'll show you. I'm trying to raise that bit enough to have it go down deep enough to cut through this wood. Now I need to probably mark somehow on this bit, because that's out of the hole right there. So now we're just barely into the collet, but trying to turn this thing in here is, and hold that bit so it don't fall down. It's kind of comical. Oh, you piece of crap. Okay, and then you got to get that lock. You got to press that lock into place, which is, I mean, I like that feature, but definitely this little chip shield, I mean, I get its purpose, but it kind of gets in your way. Okay, so now we should, are we hitting that stop now? Nope, I think we're hitting the wood. So let's see. Yeah, we are through it. Okay, where's my Phillips? Tape measure. We should have a 4-inch hole, circle. I keep saying hole, it's a circle. That cut pretty good. What the hell, man? We are at 3 3/4. And that is set on 4. I'll be damned. So yeah, we have another 1/4 inch to go. Okay. Well, did we cut down into our wood down here? I think we did. Okay, yeah, just a smidge, but that's fine, that's what it's for. Okay, so back to this damn thing. Pardon my French there. I don't even think damn is French anyway, but whatever. Okay, so the outside is set to 4, the eye is set to 3.5. So this thing should be either 3.5 or 4, and yet it's 3 3/4. So we are back to, and we still have the 1/4 inch gap in here, which, so if we took that 1/4 inch off, that would probably make us at 3.5. So we're going to have to go to 4 1/4 to make a true 4-inch circle. It drives me nuts, guys. Yeah, that'll work. That'll work for what I'm wanting to do, but because I'll show you what I'm wanting to do. Here's my circle, and here are some numbers, okay? And what I want to do is cut this out, cut these out, cut these into a stencil, and lay them on top of here so I can get them centered, and then cut out my numbers, and then fill them with epoxy. You know, obviously I'll do something with this, and that'll work, but I was wanting a 4-inch hole. So, but now, you know, I mean, granted, I can adjust it. I think if I adjust it out, then I'm going to have to cut 4, 5 more, you know, because then that one's going to be smaller, or just leave it like it is and work with it. But why now on the big router? That 1/4 inch gap, that we did in this previous video with this circle jig, I spaced this out 1/4 inch to give me a 1/4 inch because it was short. Well, now we're still short another 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch. So that would mean if I push this in all the way, it's going to be off 1/2 inch. But I'm going to have to test that to verify that. So, I mean, as it is, this will work. I just need to account for, well, I'll just make them all the same. They're all the same here, and I think my letters are going to fit in there just fine when I cut those out. Kind of hard to see since I don't have them cut out of this paper yet, but all right, back here in a sec. Okay, before we get back into too much action here, mailman just showed up. So what I have here is a 1/4" upcut bit. Okay, and then what I have here, this one here, is a downcut. However, I don't want to confuse them. There are some markings on here, but I have to get my reading glasses. They look the same. And I thought the flutes were supposed to be going in a different direction, but I will have to get the readers out so I can read that. But I'll go ahead and get this bit installed in the router over there, and then we will commence to cutting out another hole. And since I've got all the stuff out and everything, I need to cut this piece off here because it's in my way. And so I got my jigsaw out, and we'll trim off this piece here so we got a little more room. And then we will test out this upcut bit, see if it does push the stuff out of there like it claims it's supposed to. And yeah, we'll continue on. So I'll be back here in a flash. All right, guys, I got the bit in, and we're pretty much ready to go. I meant to look. I mean, both of the bits are very similar, the up and the down. It's just on the down bit, I don't know if you're going to even be able to see that. Let's see if I can zoom in. The flutes are a little thicker on the down versus the up. So, there we go. Let's get back out here. Yeah, I always have such problems doing this. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's nothing that exciting. One supposedly cuts the down bit, leaves a better hole at the top. Less tearing, you know, or anything like that, but you can always sand that out. Than the up bit. So, I mean, does it really matter? Yeah, probably not. But the other thing I kind of want to talk about is, and I'm not going to do like a full review on these things, but you guys have probably seen me wear my mask. I got a couple of these 3Ms, and this is the one I use a lot out here in the garage when I'm just doing woodworking because it's got a lighter filter. But it's kind of a pain in the ass to put on, so I use the same style with the other cartridges for when I'm doing painting. But one of the guys that I watch, Bourbon Moth, that's his name. He doesn't need any help from me. The guy's got like 1 million subscribers. So, but I picked up one of these RZ masks. That's what he says he wears, and he really likes them. So I thought, what the heck? You know, I'll give it a shot. So it comes with the mask, a bunch of stuff that just fell out of the box. Oh yeah, yeah. Silica sand. Do not eat this stuff. I really don't know what would happen to you if you ate it, but I wouldn't want it. Okay, it comes with an extension strap. Comes with a little handy bag to put it in, which that's kind of nice, especially sitting down here in a dirty garage. And I believe it comes with 2 filters. It comes with 2 activated carbon filters. And then I think when I bought it, I bought an extra set of filters. So when I need them, I don't have to pay additional shipping. Yeah. So that's all that other box is. And red is my favorite color, so I got red. So let's tip you up here. Take my hat off. Let's see if I can even, if you're seeing me. Yeah, you are. Whoa, now you're looking at the ceiling. Let me get this thing tied back in here. There we go. All right, take the hat off. And it's got a Velcro strap. So, you know, this one here has the headpiece. Here it goes over your head. And then it's got these straps in the back that, you know, you have to reach around and snap. You know, so this thing you just put on like this, and Whoa, and you commence to dropping it like I do. So what side is the sticky side? Oh, okay. So the right side is the grabby side. There you go. You can pinch the nose. It's comfortable, that's for sure. Lightweight, and definitely a lot easier to put on. So yeah, I'll put a link to these in the description. It's RZ mask, and I will try it out with spray paint too. It says it gets like 99.9% up to 0.1 microns or something like that. So, and says 20 to 30 hours of continuous use in heavy dust exposure like grain elevators, grain bins, off-road motorsports. 50 to 60 hours continuous use when exposed to mild particulates like allergens, pollution, fumes, organic chemicals, odors, etc. So yeah, we'll see how that works. Because I know this one here, when I'm spray painting with, I don't even know if did I see it? Yeah, when I'm spray painting with this thing, you can breathe right through it. I mean, it smells like you don't even have a mask on, which I thought that would work better than that, but it is what it is. So I really don't need a mask on for what I'm doing here. You want to wear a mask if you're cutting that nasty MDF. That stuff's terrible, man. I mean, I know it's great for like furniture and stuff like that, but I don't know. I'm not a fan. You know, especially if you get a drop of water. And I think if you even show it water, it's going to swell up and expand on you. And the other thing I need to start doing is talking about my beer. I drink all kinds of different beers, so I definitely like beer. And I need to get off my butt and get back into making it because beer is so expensive. But I'm trying this one here. It's a Saison DuPont. It's a farmhouse ale. Definitely a little bit lighter, 6.5% alcohol. Made by DuPont somebody. Never heard of it. I got at the beer place today when I picked up my normal stuff. Suggested it. And it's definitely a lighter beer, but it's kind of creamy and got a little sweetness to it. So good stuff. Not a sponsor, but definitely drinkable. So anyway, we will get back over here. I got the spiral cut bit in. We're probably not gonna, we'll just do one circle. I'm not gonna have you guys watch me, you know, cut out 5 more circles. Because you guys seen it work. I did readjust the blade after I put the spiral bit in. So we'll see now if it actually cuts down through it. So let's give it a whirl, guys. I think we're all set here. Well, I'm looking at that bit. And it's definitely shooting up and out. Yeah, it's kind of hard for you guys to see it on the camera there, but it's definitely pushing it up and out. Okay, let's try pass number 2. Trip over all my stuff here. Oh shit. Let's go back to pass number 1 because I didn't go all the way around. There we go. Now pass number 2. Okay, let's go down to pass number 3 and Pass number 3, and we'll see if I've got it down enough to where it cuts through it. I'll start over here. That way I'm consistent. I don't think I still got it low enough, but now it's got to go down like a smidge. So if we take this bar, move it up a smidge, let's see if that gives us the desired result we're looking for. Yes, it did. Okay, so if you guys are dorking with this and you got your bit in there adjusted right, then you can raise up this lever here just a smidge to give it a little more down. And the upcut bit definitely cuts better than a straight bit, or so it seems. Alright, let's see if we're the same size as our other one. We are identical. Move over here. There was a freaking knot in here. Crapola. But, so we've got 2, and yeah, the bit seems to work pretty good, so I'm pretty happy with that. Let me suck up my nest here and I'll show you. I was trying to save on cutting too much wood, you know, have too much of a gap. So all I did was lay this down where your center hole is, where your pivot hole is, and kind of put that up and approximate where your center hole is going to be on this old one. And that way you can get pretty close to the edge on your other one that you're going to cut out, you know, and just get it centered up. And that way you're not wasting, you know, a ton of wood. But these are just crappy number 2 pine boards from Lowe's, so no big loss there. All right, so we covered over the new whatchamacallit thingy. Get you over here, get out of these damn lights so they're not blinding you. We covered over the new plunge router, which works great and plunges just fine. Once we figured out that whole stop mechanism. So we did that. We put the Milescraft housing on it, and you just leave your base on if you get this particular plunge router, which honestly I don't even know how much they are at Harbor Freight. Like I said, I've had this thing. It's easy, probably a couple years. So, but the Milescraft thing fits. Milescraft, whatever it is. It fits right on the bottom without having to take the base plate off. If you have the bower, you definitely have to take the base plate off. So, but that worked fine. I will dork again once I get all my holes cut out, since I'm going to make them all the same now, this diameter. But I'm going to do another test and see what is up with the freaking scale on this thing. It's really starting to kind of piss me off. Because I know that is, what did we say? Well, let's measure this one again, because I've got the scale on the outside set to 4 inches, and on the inside it is set to 3.5 inches, and this thing is 3 and a hair over 3 3/4, you know, so you can see there on the scale. So what the hell's up with that? Because I know now if I push that in, how much you want to bet this is going to go to 3.5. It's going to take another quarter off. So if I push it, yeah, I mean, even though it'll be sitting at 4 still, I can guarantee it's going to be 3.5 inch circle. I don't know. I just have to live with it. You know, you'll have to take that into account if you're using this trim router or you're using this plunge router. I mean, is it the end of the world? No. You know, I mean, it does cut perfectly good holes or circles, so that's great. I like that. Like the other bit, or the new bit. And I like the router. I like the functionality of the plunge aspect of it. I know I kind of touched on that when I was doing it with the Bauer, saying how much easier this would be. And it's definitely much easier because you've got that little stepper where you set your initial one, and then you know, once you've got your first one done, you just turn it to the next level. It drops down 1/4 of an inch. Perfect. And you do your second cut. So in 3 cuts, you know, you're through your board. You know, on your first one, if you're cutting on multiple ones, you may have to adjust that stop a little bit so you go completely through. And this one did go completely through and barely, I mean just barely nicked, not even 1/8, 1/16 of an inch into this board underneath it. So you could probably adjust it a little bit more. But I'd rather go into crap board underneath it than, you know, trying to have to sand, you know, edges off, you know, and splinter and crap like that. So, yeah, there we go. So that's the Harbor Freight Plunge Router, the Milescraft Part 2, the down bit, up bit, the upcut bit. So we covered that, the router, the jig, covered a mask, and covered some beer. So this is all good day, man. So anyway, I will catch you guys on the next video. Hope you got something out of this. And maybe I'll give a glimpse of these this kind of project I'm working on once I'm done. So it's nothing fancy. It's actually pretty stupid, but you know, that Hottie Mama will like it. So, well, I think she'll like it. Anyway, catch you guys on the next video. See ya.